Hello. So USB stick. Gold-plated USB stick. It says Dragonfly on it, and it's a Dragonfly thing there as well. And this device cost me $300. That was tax included. So what USB stick is so expensive? Well, if I turn it this way, you see a 3.5mm plug, and that's actually a headphone jack. So this is actually a sound card, more or less a headphone amplifier, and it's from a company called AudioQuest, and they have different versions of this. This one is called DragonFly Cobalt, and that's why it's blue. They have the black and the red as well, but this is the high-end thing. So the black costs about $100. The red costs $200, and this is $300 one. Why did I get this? Well, let's actually... I'm going to switch to the desktop, but yeah, this Dragonfly, this sort of icon there, it will actually light up in different colors, and it depends, different color depends on the sample rate that you are sending through this. Let's see, I think it was, let's see if I can get the manual. It was like blue for 48 or something, and yeah, right now it's actually magenta. It's not connected, but it lights up magenta because I send a 96 kilohertz to it, separate, and that's the maximum you can have on this. So yeah, 24-bit 96 kilohertz, and that depends on your sound settings. And yeah, you kind of get a cable with it. I don't have it in right now. It's a USB-C cable, and yeah, so if you have like a laptop with a USB-C, you can plug it in to it, and it's like really short cable like this, like, was it 2 inches or 3 inches long? And I have actually 2 other cables. This is just a short USB cable that came with my cam link, and yeah, it's a USB 3 cable as well. But the problem with this cable, it's pretty stiff. So I have this cable as well. It's a USB 2 cable, so a little bit longer as well. But right now it's just have a it's connected to my desktop, and yes, my desktop actually have a USB-C connection at the back. So I'm just going to plug this in to the back. So let's get back to you. By the way, it came in this box. You can see stuff here, nothing special about it, and you actually pull out this little plastic thing. It's kind of hard to see here, but the device itself was right over here. And then the small cable, you see the short cable was here, and then you get this little leather pouch if you want to transport it. And then it came with these 2 paper things, 3-month stuff for some special software that can do the high resolution kind of stuff. I'm not going to show you the backside because there are codes for that software, some trial codes on the back. And then of course you get the sort of a manual for like how to use it and how to kind of install things. Some technical information there. And yeah, here it says the LED on it says red, it's on standby. If it's green, it's 44.1 kilohertz. If it's blue, it's 48 kilohertz. Yellow, 88.2, and light blue, 96 kilohertz, and purple, the MQA format. So it's a render only and must be partnered with appropriate software to unfold MQA files. So yeah, then it's just say how to connect to the Mac and stuff and Android. And yeah, it works with Android phones and it works. I have a Samsung S7 Edge. I'm recording with it right now, but it has this I know it's hard to see because it's white. It's an OTG connector. So it's a micro USB in one end and a regular USB connector in the other end. And I can actually use this sound card with my phone. Tried it. It works okay. But yeah. So I paused for a minute. Okay, so I switched to the desktop and it shows up in your sound settings as speakers, and it says AudioQuest DragonFly Cobalt version 1.0, and you can actually upgrade the firmware on it, but this is so brand new, this device, it doesn't have any more updates. So there's a desktop manager software for this. So if you double click on it, one thing, I didn't read it in the manual, but I saw a review on it from a guy called Zeos, and he told me that you should go in here into the levels and set it to 100%. And then you regulate the volume in the software, the audio software that you use, like the Spotify or foobar or whatever you use. But set this to 100. And enhancements, I have nothing here. I can have like bass boost and whatever. Then I go to advanced, and here I set it to 24-bit. 96,000 hertz. That's the maximum for this. Spatial sound, nothing. So that's that. I have a sort of a mixer software called Voicemeter Potato. And in here I actually set it on, it have 5 hardware kind of selections here. So in here I just select the AudioQuest DragonFly for this. So that's number A5. So I can route the audio from different audio devices here. Right now I just have the music, but I can have like the web browser and stuff on the A5. Right now I'm just testing out the EQ because I have a pair of Sennheiser HD600, the 2019 edition, and yeah, that's the curve for it. The HD600 doesn't really have any bass, or it's the the lack of bass is disturbing. So yes, kind of a big bump here. And one kind of thing that I noticed that on the other sound card that I have this really old Sound Blaster Audigy 2 ZS Platinum Pro. And it has this external box connected to it. So the sound card here, and then you have a special connector here that goes to the external box right over there. So on the front you have like this what is it, 6.3 millimeter or quarter-inch headphone jack. And I thought I didn't get really that good performance out of it, and that's why I actually got this DragonFly. And when I plugged the DragonFly in, it was even lower volume, and that's why when I noticed you should do the settings in the playback thing. So when I set this levels to 100, I got huge volume. So I actually did the same thing with the Creative. This is the this sound card, the speakers out. So I did the same thing here. I set it to 100%. It was on 37, and I got pretty good volume out of it. It can't really handle the bass that much. Well, it was better, but the DragonFly actually handled the bass better. So I might actually, I just use this box for the headphone jack, because the built-in sound card on the motherboard is kind of crap. The only thing with this, I'm thinking of actually removing this card because I only used it for this headphone jack, but I remember that this device on the back side actually have digital output and also input. So it has digital, the SPDF input, coax. It also have optical digital in on the front. So I actually have an old Windows XP computer that I connected to this computer. And to get audio recordings from that computer, I actually have to connect the digital output from that computer to the input here. So I might still use this, because that old computer doesn't have any HDMI outputs. It just have DVI, and it can't really send audio through that DVI connection, just video. So yeah, I think I might keep this card. So yeah, this is sort of a bigger image of the DragonFly. So 3.5 millimeter jack. Yeah, and this is the new Sennheiser headphones I got, and it's the new 2019 edition, and the difference basically is just the shape of the colors of the this headband or head thing. The previous one had kind of a marble style of color, and people said it was peeling off after a couple of years. So they kind of redesigned this different color. Also the corners are more straight. The old one had more soft corners, or rounded corners. So yeah, the reason why I actually got the USB sort of headphone amp was for these headphones, to get more sort of power out of it. Yeah, and it works really great. The sort of bass out of it, I got more power out of the USB stick here than the regular headphone amp. And the advantage with this one is that I can actually use it on different computers. So if I want to use my really super old notebooks, I can just plug this in, because the laptops usually have really crappy headphone amps in them. So yeah, I can use this on laptops. I don't know what kind of interface it uses, if it uses USB 2 or USB 3, but yeah, it doesn't really matter. I think it has a USB-C connection on the cable, so that's USB 3, I think. So yeah, but it costs a lot of money, but I can actually get a lot more bass out of it. And I also noticed yeah, so the EQ, the bass is a lot more. And I was quite impressed with the sound quality and also the volume that you get out of that kind of stick. So the bass is a lot more, and some people say that the USB stick is a little bit more, it's a bit more open sound and stuff. But the headphones themselves are, the HD 600, they are kind of closed. The soundstage is kind of near, so the music is inside your head instead of your outside your head, if you know what I mean. But yeah, finally I got some really good headphone amp that I can use on my different computers, because I was actually thinking of getting a new sound card from Sound Blaster, the AE9, that cost about the same amount, but then I'm locked to having that on one single computer. And I don't really, the problem with this box, for example, the only thing that actually works are the headphone jack and the digital in and outputs. So the analog inputs doesn't work. I don't think the MIDI work either, but the digital in and out works. So that's why I thought I would get the AE9, but then, as I said, I'm locked to one computer because it has the sound card as well inside the computer, and then it has an external little box for a microphone and headphones. But yeah, it cost a lot of money, but it works great, and it works on a lot of different computers, and it also have the MQA sound format. Some people say, well, it's only 96 kilohertz maximum. Yeah, but how often do you actually go higher than that? So most people might have just use 44.1 or 48 kilohertz. So yeah, a long video about that. So see you later.